Funeral prayer for the three men who were shot and killed at the Islamic Center of San Diego Monday.
The community is gathering to remember them before they're laid to rest. News 8's Tori Apodaca joining us from SDSU Mission Valley River Park near Snapdragon Stadium with more.
Yeah, I can tell you that the mood out here is somber. There are hundreds, possibly even thousands of people who have showed up for this funeral prayer service. Just moments ago, the hearse did arrive here, but we will not be showing you that just out of respect as this community comes together to remember those three men who they are calling martyrs. What's going to be happening out here is what's called the Janaza prayer. And what that entails is reciting the opening chapter of the Quran. Following that, they will pray for the families of the three men who lost their lives, and then they will remember them well. After all of this prayer service out here, they then will go to National City to have a proper burial for those men. And I can tell you, just over these past hours, I have been talking with many of the people who knew each of them well. We've been learning more and more about all of them over the past few days. One story that stuck with me in particular was about Mansour Kazia. He's one of the victims. He was a store clerk at the Islamic Center of San Diego. Here is what someone we caught up with before the service had to say.
He would bring us into the store and let us take whatever we wanted for free, you know. But the amazing thing is, I found out after he died that I wasn't the only one he was doing that to, you know. Everybody was saying the same story.
They should be remembered for the years and years and years of service that they provided to us and to this mosque and to the entire world. These three people raised generations of Muslims who are doing amazing things now.
Yeah, that was something very impactful hearing from that young woman, just that each of these men, they were fathers, they were husbands, they had their own kids who have now gone on to do different professions within communities even beyond San Diego. And you can see those photos of them again, their names: Mansour Kazia, he ran the store at the mosque; Amin Abdullah, he was a security guard who we know made that critical phone call to tell the children and staff inside to shelter in place; and then Nadir Awad, his wife was a teacher at that school, and he lived across the street and ran to the gunfire once he started hearing those shots ringing out, ultimately losing his life. And now back out here, you can see as just more people are pouring into this service that's going to be getting started any moment now. We initially were going to be able to bring you that live stream of it, but out of respect and their privacy, we have decided to just report on it as best we can from the outside, as this is a very intimate setting as they are laying to rest these three men who they say are martyrs, that they died defending the Muslim religion and really just being an example even to them. And I'm sure as the hours and days to come, we will continue to hear more of those stories told, and just the importance for them and their faith to be able to lay them to rest just days after all of this tragedy unfolded at the Islamic Center of San Diego. But definitely a mood of emotion, somber, but at the same time, unity and compassion as just more and more people from this community pour in. And we, of course, here at News 8 will continue to bring you more updates on all of this as we learn it. For now, reporting in San Diego, Tori Apodaca, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Tori, thank you. And then following the prayer service there in Mission Valley, loved ones will then take the three men's bodies to Vista Memorial Park, that's near National City, where in Islamic tradition, it calls for burial as soon as possible.
News 8's Abby Black is there outside the cemetery live now with more on the next part of this here memorial.
Eric, we know that the three men, those bodies are having a police escort right now here to the Vista Memorial Park, and you can see that hundreds of mourners are already starting to arrive. We know that the parking is now at capacity, so many people are trying to park in and around this neighborhood. This is a community that's still in grief just days after the mass shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego. Now, per Muslim tradition, burials often happen as soon as possible, a reflection of the faith's emphasis on dignity and respect for the dead. The three men being laid to rest today, security guard Amin Abdullah, community member Nadir Awad, and mosque shopkeeper Mansour Kazia were called heroes by police and mosque leaders alike. They distracted the gunman Monday, shielding more than 100 children who were inside. At a Muslim burial, family members take an active role, lowering the body into the ground and placing soil themselves. The deceased is wrapped in a simple white shroud and laid to rest facing the Mecca. Now, we just heard from the cemetery that we are allowed to go inside, but out of respect for privacy, we are not going to live stream this event, but we will share with you more from the family members and many of the mourners here today on the incredible lives that these three men led here in San Diego and for their community. Reporting live in National City, Abby Black, News 8.